this kind of explosive items in the garbage bin. Tyson is a explosive detection dog. So what kind of training he needs to take in order to become a police dog for the explosive detection dog? For the dog, at the beginning, we will train the dog to have a sense of awareness of these kind of items. For example, I will use this kind of ball. Sit. So he's actually reacting to my verbal cue because he's very interested in this kind of items. And we also will play games with the dog and ask him to find out this kind of items. We will train his reaction. For dog, they cannot speak. So when they find the item, the dog will use a kind of gesture to tell us that he found the item. For example, he can sit or stand up to show us. And we will make the item to have the same kind of odor like firecrackers, and then the dog can easily identify the item. And we will also mix this kind of odor with other odor. For example, we will mix it with food. It sounds a very simple training, but actually it's very difficult to train Tyson. Now we are going to another area. We are going to the security gate. We can see these days is the peak season for Spring Festival travel, and the station is crowded with people. Now we are entering into the lobby and going through the security gate. Dear viewers, good morning. I'm the reporter from CCTV. Now I'm at the Nanning station. Now we are heading to another area. It is the security gate of the south entrance of Nanning railway station. So we don't have any luggages today. We can pass this area much quickly. So now you can see the policewoman is taking Tyson to check the luggages. I want to ask another question. When we are going through the security gate, we check everything, the belongings, with the machines, but you still taken Tyson to have a double check. Why is it? Yes, we have those high-tech equipments to check the belongings, but just in case, we will have a random check of the passengers together with the police dog. During the Spring Festival travel, actually each station have a very strict process. Before you go out, please check your luggages on your own. Now we are going to the waiting room. Yes? During Spring Festival period, we will check the waiting room. We will have a random check of the luggages of the passengers, just to ensure the security. So I want to ask, is Tyson your only dog, or you have other police dogs? For me, I have other police dogs. For Tyson, he's getting older. We have another one called Hawk. is also a Labrador retriever, so next year he will be on duty. So what kind of work we are going to do right now? Now we will have a random check of luggages. Dear viewers, good morning. I'm CCTV reporter. For Spring Festival coverage, now I'm in the waiting room of Guangxi Nanning Railway Station. Now we can see the web star, the police dog Tyson. He's checking the luggages in the waiting room. So for Tyson, even though he's getting older, but he's very serious and diligent in his work. Let's follow Tyson. So how long have you been with Tyson? It's been 8 years. During these 8 years, any special memories for you? Yes, I remember one time when he was young, 4 months old. At that time, we have a change of weather and Tyson got ill. I'm very anxious about it and sent him to the hospital. But he was a really good boy and very cooperative with the doctor and taken some medicine. I just treated him as my kid. So he was taken the treatment for around 1 week and then recovered. And since then, Tyson became more intimate to me. For other puppies, when they went out for play, but he still be with me. So for police dog, they also need a company. During these 8 years, how do you memorize these precious moments with him? When Tyson was in birth date, we will hold a celebration party with Tyson, and we will also prepare a birthday cake, very delicious, and we will also lit up the candles to celebrate the birthday together. When I think about it, I feel very warm. And tomorrow is the Valentine's Day. Before the live streaming, I heard a message from Miss Huang. And actually, Miss Huang got to know her husband because of Tyson. Yes, sort of. Before I met Tyson, I just spent all my time with Tyson. Later, I got to know my husband. He also loves dogs. And we just spent a lot of time talking about dogs, how to raise dogs. And he also helped to shower Tyson. So Tyson actually witnessed how we two get together. When Tyson is working, we can see these passengers just love Tyson. So for this kind of situation, does those passengers have any influence to Tyson? Yes, we want to give you a reminder. When our police dog is working, some people may just don't understand them. It will impose some difficulties for a police dog to carry out their work. So please don't interrupt these dogs, especially not touching them. Some people may think they are very cute and want to touch them. This is not good. But at the same time, don't be afraid of them, because they are well trained. They're just one member of our policeman team. So please support us and be more cooperative. Yes, when you see a police dog at work, please don't interrupt them, don't touch them without the permission of the trainer, the handler. And please be more supportive for our work. For Tyson, any special skills? Yes, I will show you. So just some simple moves for obedience training.
It's a very adorable dog. It's a very agility. So good morning to all viewers. My name is Xing Ziyi, and we are right now at the Nanning railway station waiting hall. Right now, Tyson show everyone his special skills. Thank you very much to show our viewers. This is a very lovely scene. And as we all know, actually, this is the last Spring Festival travel patrol for Tyson. So what about Tyson's retirement? Actually, I will bring Tyson back home. So I will let Tyson enjoy his retirement time, because I with Tyson for more than 8 years. I believe he's already one of my family members. So I believe actually Tyson will be have a very happy retirement life. So this is the last patrol mission for Tyson. Any message would like to say to Tyson? Actually, the life expectancy of dog is around 10 years. Tyson actually devoted most of his life to the security job of railway station. He worked really, really hard and very diligent. I would like to say thank you so much. Really appreciate for your company for these years. I will accompany with you till the end of the life. Thank you very much for Miss Huang, the handler, and also thank you, Tyson. Thank you all the people working at the front line of the railway station. Thank you for security as our safety. I'm Xing Ziyi. Right now I'm at the Guangxi Nanning East Station. I hope through our today's live streaming, Tyson will have larger fan base. And actually, Tyson is not the only one working at the front line for the security job for the Chinese New Year travel. And let me go to the training base. We will show you more dogs. So my name is Xing Ziyi. See you next time. And now let's look at the training base. Good morning to all viewers. My name is Yao Peng Peng. So as the new year is approaching, it's also the year of dog. We just show you the police dog Tyson, and let me show you more dogs at the base. It's also the place where Tyson grew up and trained. So this is the training center or the training base for police dogs. And our special guest is Liu Guangyu. Good morning. And we will show you around the training base and look at the more police dogs and also look at how dogs are trained. So Mr. Liu, would you please introduce a little bit the general information of Dog Training Center? So this is the training center for the Nanning railway stations. So we locate at the Tang County, and this is actually previously the railway station, and it's around more than 100 square meters, and we have around 120 dogs here. So our key job actually is to multiply and train the police dogs that can get used to the weather condition of southern part of China, and we will also train the dogs that can do the security jobs. So let me show the viewers here a lot of the informations, and I can see different breeds of dogs. As I understand, actually there are Zhuang training bases. So this one is in Source, is the only one, but the other two is at Beijing and Harbin, right? Yes, around the railway systems, besides Nanjing, we have Harbin administration and Beijing administration. So there are around 3 training bases in China. So talking about the differences, what's the difference between the northern part and the southern part? For the training bases in north part of China, it's because of the weather conditions, they only can do the summer training. But for us, we can do all weather conditions. And for the training base in north part of China, because as we all know, the dog is afraid of hot weather, but they get used to the cold weathers. So for the north part, actually they have very long-haired dogs. They cannot get used to the weather in source because it's quite white and humidity, so they not really get along with the weather here that impacts their physical conditions. So the training center in south compared to the 2 other centers in north, the biggest actually is also can do the supplementary training. It's highly complementary. Actually, we can do all weather condition, all season training. So how many dogs or the breeds? We have 5 breeds. So you can see actually a lot of is the Spingers or the Hound, and also the Doberman Spinsters, and also the German Shepherd. So talking about the injury or the disease, any facilities we can do to provide the medical help. Actually, here is quite a remote place, and we also have the medicines available here, and vacancies is all here, and also the frequent used medicines all available here. So would you please show us to the medicine room? We will look at the basic daily life, and especially when something happens, especially for the disease or injury happen to the dogs, what kind of the medical supplies we have to guarantee our dogs are healthy. So this is the room for medicine or for the curing, and this is the veterinarian, Miss Zhou. So what kind of the measures we can take if the dogs got injured or got sick? So we have the daily or the frequent use the drugs. We also have vacancies every year. We will inject the vacancies to the dogs on the regular time basis. And I also see the board. What's the board for? So you can see here shows the name of the dogs, the age of the dogs, and also when it's the best time for them to get matching and when to the delivery. And we also, based on all these time schedules, we will calculate the time when to give the little puppies the vacancy. Actually, Tyson's name also appeared here before. Actually, Tyson is also grown up here. I will believe the viewers actually want to know more about Tyson's the training base or the places where Tyson stayed before? Would you please show us more? Of course. So we will show you later on the multiplying centers, and we'll also show you the other training centers. But before that, because for the little puppies, they are highly protected, and because they are also quite young, so we need to be guarantee they are 100% protected. So for us, we need to also wear the protection clothes. So let us put on the protection clothes. So I think all the viewers really want to see the little puppies, what the environment for them to grow up and training. How many puppies we have here? So the dogs are under 6 months as the puppies. Actually, I can hear their barking. So we will show you in a minute, in a second, those lovely puppies. Let me show you. Here they are. But we need to, before we enter in the base, we need to do the other measures to guarantee that we will not bring any. So this is the disinfectant water. So they are just around here. This is the 2 months. And you can see they are very lovely and energetic. So this is Springer. So they are very good at smelling, very sensitive in smelling. So how many of them can be later on be trained as a police dog? Actually, based on our calculation, around 40% of dogs here can later on be the police dogs. Actually, they should be very brave. They should be really good in physical conditions. They should be very sensitive in smelling, and they also have good concentration skills. So 6 out of 10 dogs can be our candidate for the future policy dogs. So the handlers, we will train them based on the different training techniques. 70% in the end will be the final police dogs. So as Mr. Liu introduced, actually it's not only 40% of the dogs here can be the police dogs, of course, through the very strict competitions and trainings. So this actually I saw many, they are just 1 month, very, very little ones. You can see there are around 9 puppies here. The hero mother. So I give them a very good food with high nutrition and also in good physical conditions. That's why they have around 9 puppies at once. Actually, I feed them the powder, the milk foundation. So I believe actually we give them very high nutrition food. So I hope you can know more about, like, if you have the pet dog back home, so you can give them this very high nutrition food. And here are another 2 dogs here impregnant. We don't want to disturb them. I believe they will very soon to deliver the puppies. Maybe today or tomorrow. So right now we have 1 mother dog already pregnant, and it's time for her to produce the puppies. It's her delivery time, and I hope she will be very successful and have a very healthy little puppies. So for those puppies, so later on we will train them and get them to be the police dog, and we will let them to be perform the duties at the railway stations and also at the police stations. Actually, we will train the dogs for these purpose. I believe all our viewers actually get not enough just show the puppies here. I really want to know exactly how they've been trained, whether it's possible for us to see their daily trainings. Yeah, of course. So them get out the cave and get them trained.
Now we will see the puppies getting out from this area and to receive training. So for police dogs, what kind of method we use to train them? Now we see the dogs. We will use different kind of items to make them have an awareness of these kind of items. While they're very energetic, you can see they're fighting for the tower. What's the purpose for this? So we just want to train their courage and to get used to the environment. So this is a training for the courage for the dogs. So in this area, for them it's a strange environment. So we just want to train their courage, and they're not afraid of those strange environments. So for this group of dogs, they are Malinois, and you can see that the trainer is comforting the dogs. It is also a kind of training for sensitivity. So in a strange area, sometimes the dog will bite strangers. But if we train them like this, for example, to rub them gently, so they will not be too sensitive in the future when other people rub them. So when we start the training for them, for the sensitivity training, we will start to train them at the age of 20 days of these puppies. When we feed the dogs, we will try to comb them. So in 20 days, we will try to comfort the dogs to have the sensitivity training. So in the future, these dogs will not be afraid of people. Now we are feeding the dogs. We will try to help them to raise their appetite. Now the puppies are eating. And we will put the food tray in another area. We can see they ate very fast. Now we see a train going through here. So for this area, it used to be a railway station, the Lushui railway station. We still can see the trains going through this area. It is also a kind of training for the dogs. They will get used to this kind of sound. In the future, when the dogs are on their jobs, they will be more used to the railway station and also can help to protect the safety for the passengers. I believe many people raise dogs. And we also want to teach them some tricks when they're young. For example, to teach the dog how to shake hands, or some kind of obedience training. Can you show us how can we do to train the dogs for the obedience? Now we have another dog here. First, we need the handler to have a very good relationship with the dog. we can use different methods to train the dog. For example, if you want to shake hands with the dog, you have to show the gesture. And if he did shake hands with you, you should give him a little bit of reward. Every day, you can practice this for 10 to 20 times. So after a few times, the dog will get to use it. So if the dog did the right gesture, you can give him a little bit of reward. But what happens if he failed to do it? We need patience. Maybe we can take him to another area and to train it again. We can shake his hand and then give the dog a little bit of reward. It's a very practical skill. For some people, when they raise dogs, they also run into some problems. It's very common problems. For example, the dogs will go to toilet anywhere. What are the training methods? For them to go to a designated area for defecation. Again, patience is the key. You should practice several times, not just one or two. After dog ate some food, within 10 minutes, they will want to defecate. So the dog will show some moves. For example, he will smell the ground, and at this time, the handler can take the dog to the toilet. And we can encourage the dog to go to the toilet. For example, we can show a smile to tell him he did the right thing. Some people are very impatient, for example, to beat up the dog if he did something very bad. But for us, we do not recommend them. But we can show our expressions to tell the dog that we are unhappy. For some people, they have to work every day and they don't have the time to take the dog out for a walk. Sometimes when the owner come back home, the dog become very energetic. So what we will do at this time, maybe you can prepare some kind of toy for the dog. Sometimes the dog shows intimate with you, and you can play some games with him when you come back to work. And then you can comfort the dog. Sometimes when you come back home, you can see the dog is very excited about it. If you don't have time to take him out for a walk, you can give the dog a toy to play with the dog. For example, we can give them like a towel ball so it can comfort the dog. So in this area, we can see a massive land. What are we doing here? It is also a training spot for the dog. So we can convert vitamin D for the dog. It's very good for their health. It is like a gym for the dogs and a playground for the dogs. So every day we have a group of dogs to walk here for 2 to 3 hours. We have different breeds of dogs. We have Springer, the Malinois, and also the Kunming dogs. So what is this area? It is also the training spot. Around 25 square meters. And we are approaching the year of dog. we have an open day for the visitors, and also to put on a performance of the dogs. We are so lucky today because today is the open day. Here we can see a lot of visitors here. So we will have this kind of open day every session. This means now we are about to conclude one training section for the police dogs. So we are so lucky to have this kind of dog performance today. And we have a obstacle jumping performance and also the biting performance today. And let's take over to another policeman to show us more about the training. Mr. Gao. I see 5 dogs here. Can you introduce these dogs one by one? We selected 5 different kind of dogs here in the south. This one is the East Shepherd, very calm, very strong. And the other one is the Dutch Shepherd. So it is very good at hunting. And the next one is the Springer Spaniel. It looks tired. So this dog has very acute sense of smell. So this dog can be used for detection. Next one is from Kunming. It's a Kunming hound. So after it become a mature dog, so the weight is around 45 kilogram. Very strong again. It is a domestic breed. And this one is very famous. It's a Malinois. Also, it is very bravery and very strong physical condition. It's a kind of tracing dog. So next we will want you to introduce us the kind of performance we have today. Today is the open day, and it is also the graduation date for these dogs. We will have 3 items. The first one is the obstacle jump. The second is the tracing. And the third is the emergency performance. Let's take a look one by one. The first one is the obstacle jumping training. Let's take a look. So when we are performing tasks, these dogs will have different kind of situations. So it is a quite basic training for them. So the dog just going through the obstacles, it is the Malinois. Very strong physical condition. Let's see the other dog. It is really fast. Without any hesitation, the dog just going through all of these obstacles. Next one, we'll get a closer look. We want to go to the obstacles. So it is one circle, right? Yes. So how high is that? 2 meters for the barrier. Just 1 second, the dog just passed the obstacle. Very brave. But we need to train him well. For many dogs, if they are not well trained, they cannot even jump. Yes, for some of the puppies, they're not able to do it, they will actually go around the barrier because they don't have the courage. So what's next? The next one is the tracing item. Let's take a look for the tracing.
So the environment actually is a practical training. This is really close to our day-to-day duty. So we can see right now we are doing the checking. We're using the Springer Spaniel because this breed of dog is really good in smelling, very sensitive. So you can see right now it's doing the checking job. So if the dog found something suspiciously and how he signed the warning signal, you can see here you go. He sit down, which means he found something dangerous or he found something that need to have double check. So you can see this is another Springer Spaniel. So if something or a dog found dangerous, I believe these two dogs found the same thing at the same place. So they send the warning signals either to lie down or sitting down. So you see something different? The suspicious is driving the car and want to escape. And right now you can see the tension is rising. Of course, this is all simulations. But you can see our police try to stop the car, try to stop the suspicion. So you can see suspicions leave the car and run. And you can see the guns. And we use Malinois. Why sit down? I can see is with the gunshot. So we need to protect the self. You can see we catch the suspicious. So this is the second performance. So you can see clearly that this is a very fast speed by the Malinois because it's run very fast and have a very quick bite of the suspicions. So for the breed of Malinois, if our civilian very love it, it's okay, but not really suggest to take as a pet back home because these dogs still in the end are very aggressive. All these actually the professional dogs they use for the security jobs, so you're not really the suitable one to take back home as a pet. And now it's the third performance is deal with the emergencies. So here are the criminals. They make troubles here. So you can see right now this is the third performance, and right now is all the dogs in position. And right now give the warnings. You can hear that they're barking. So right now it's like face to face. So you can see they really face their target. And they are waiting for the command. And right now it's the confrontation with the criminals. And they all in positions. You can see one suspicious escape and it's trace. and jump and bat. Another escape. So you can see the dog run very fast and jump and bat. Very quick and aggressive. You can see the dog, the third one, just take the suspicion down. And we have two dogs here. One is Malinois, another is Springer. It's a very, very beautiful and exciting performance. I believe all our dogs are very, very well trained, and I believe this is the perfect undergraduate performance. And thank you very much. Mr. Liu, just now we saw the performance, and I saw they are very brave and strong, I believe, during our trainings actually, because they are very aggressive. They may also have these aggressive moves to our passengers. Actually, it's impossible because we train them from when they were young. So, and also very importantly is we train them from the first lesson, which is obedience. So they have the really high obedient skills. So they will not really do any aggressive performance or any aggressive move to our passengers. So they first and foremost, very importantly, all the dogs actually, they are very highly obedient. They will not bite. But during the travels, please do not be too close to the dogs, because still the dogs want to keep in a very safe range. If you stay too close to the dogs, they may aggressive or they may afraid. So if you know the dog actually is on duty, please do not be too close to them. And we just saw a very good performance, and we know they have a life of duty and how long that should be. It's still case to case. The longest can be 6 to 7 years. And they also have the exams every year, so if you cannot pass the test, they may only use 3 to 4 years on duty. And they actually, the dogs do the daily patrols and also the security or safeguarding jobs. They really devoted themselves to the duties. So another question from our viewers, we all can consider they are the heroes, but after they retired, was their retirement life any special arrangement? 2 arrangements. Number 1 is the handlers will take them back home, like the Miss Huang, like Tyson's retired, and handler Huang will take Tyson back home. Another is the open to the public, so anyone that can leave their ID numbers, so we can check, and actually they can bring the dog back home, and we'll check on a regular basis. Like for the very aggressive ones, we will not open to the public because they are well trained. To the civilians, it's not really suitable for them to adopt. So for the handlers, not really want to adopt the retired dogs, or it's also not open to the public. Actually, we have a special area for them. It's like a nursing house. It's for them to do and spend their retirement life, because they really devoted their majority of their lives to the security jobs. They all the heroes in our considerations, and so we also have the, let's say, the spaces or the nursing house for them to enjoy their retirement life. This is quite elderly one, right? Right, this for the last time he only delivered 1 puppy, because with the age growing, so they have less and less puppy can be delivered. And here is the special place for the dogs, for the elderly or the aged dogs. to spend their retirement life. So we have dedicated person to take care of these elderly ones. Yes. So for the aged dogs, we will take care of them till the last minutes of their lives. So the dogs that not be adopted, so we will not let them go anywhere. We will have the special areas for all these aged dogs to appreciate all their works, and we will have this place for them to enjoy their retirement period. I see a lot of dogs here. I really want to have opportunity to take a photo with them. Whether I don't know is possible or not, of course. Let's go to take a family photo. And we see the dogs that just participate in the undergraduate ceremony performance. They all stand in one line. I know you want to touch them, but it's not really suggested. So this is Springer Spaniel. Still suggests if the dogs not really know you, should not really suggest you to touch them. Name is Pudding. It's the breed of Springer Spaniel. So it's a dog that for searching drugs. So look at the camera and cheese. So very lovely and cutie. So thank you very much. This is one of my dream. Want to take a photo with the police dogs. And today in our live streaming, we show you the whole process from the beginning of the birth to the end of the retirement. We show the whole training process and also see their training and as well as the performance. See, a year of dog, the Chinese Spring Festival is coming, and I would like to wish all the best to our wishers, a good health, all the good fortunes.